Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So a lot of you guys have been asking me my opinion about the presser for AJ versus Pulev. Just what are my thoughts about it? The body language, stuff like that. Um, Pretty dry presser, man. But both of these guys, they're not really into antics. You know what I mean? They don't really have somebody that can push them to react to something crazy. We know Chisora. Y'all remember the Chisora versus Pulev presser when all that shit happened, man? So there's none of that going on. Then, like Dillian White and Anthony Joshua presser. There's not really that type of atmosphere for this one. Both of these dudes are laid back, pretty dry for the most part. You know what I mean? But as long as they perform on October 28th, that's all that really matters, man. But it's just for us fans, it's good to have something else to talk about lead up to the fight. But the big thing, the big topic was, let me just read it, what Pulev had to say. And he says, I know the match will be terrifying, but physically I feel energized and mentally I am ready. And I have a good chance to win, Pulev said through a translator, all right? So the big thing is Pulev saying that the match will be terrifying. I really don't make much of it, man. I really don't, because he has to fight. He has to fight. Now, I can understand how some people can look at this like, man, this dude's scared shitless. I can understand where they're coming from, because, man, just whenever it came to Pulev fighting Joshua, even if we go back to last year, and I don't feel like going back all into that, but the fight didn't take place last year for whatever reason. I don't even feel like explaining all of it again. The fight didn't take place, all right? Then when this fight was first talked about, Pulev, he said this on his official Facebook. He said this, that he needs 3 to 4 months minimum to be prepared mentally, physically, and it's not about the money. That's what he said, right? Then like a week later, he signed the contract for October 28th. So could there be some mind games going on with Pulev, making it seem to Joshua like, hey, I don't want the fight. I'm not going to take it this day. I want it this day. No, I'll take it this day. And then, then he retracts and takes the fight October 28th. Look, man, Pulev stays in the gym. I showed you guys a picture of him on his, was it his Facebook page or Instagram? It's one of the two, where in July he was in shape. He's in the gym with his brother. They posed in the ring together after a workout. Pulev to be at this level of the game, man, I don't think he's scared of Anthony Joshua. He may be a little bit reluctant. He may deep down think that, man, this is an uphill battle. You know what I mean? Maybe just he's talking about the atmosphere of 70,000 screaming fans. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be cheering for Anthony Joshua. Just the moment, him being in a second unification fight. Maybe the moment he's talking about is terrifying. Hell, maybe the moment he steps into the ring is going to be terrifying when he gets hit. You know what I mean? But I've kind of heard fighters say this type of stuff all the time, man. Like, I remember George Foreman. I actually seen on a documentary, I forget which one it was, but George Foreman was talking about when he went in with Frazier. He said he was scared. According to him, I forget which documentary it was, but he was like, man, I'm getting there with Joe Frazier, the heavyweight champion of the world. This dude destroys people. Joe Frazier, you know what I mean? And then he goes in there and he beats the hell out of Joe Frazier. Now, this is a little bit different dynamic, you know what I mean? But then let me just pull this quote up from Mike Tyson, all right? This is what Mike Tyson, this is a quote that Mike Tyson said years ago. He says, when I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated, but I'm confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confident I get. The closer, the more confident. All during training, I've been afraid of this man. I think this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me. For that, I've always stayed afraid of him. The closer I get to the ring, the more confident I get. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. I walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. During the fight, I'm supremely confident. I'm making him miss, and I'm countering. I'm hitting him to the body. I'm punching him real hard, and I'm punching him, and I'm punching him, and I know he's going to take my punches. He goes down. He's out. I'm victorious. Mike Tyson, greatest fighter that ever lived. I forget which documentary that was from. Man, I forget. But so yeah, man, I've heard fighters talk like this a lot. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't mean much. I mean, it's not really going. It's gonna make a lot of fans raise their eyebrow though, man, because it's like, huh? I mean, fans don't want to hear that. They want to hear that you're gonna go in there and destroy this guy, or, you know what I mean? Now he did say that he feels energized physically and mentally. Again, kind of a head scratcher, because just last week you were saying on your Facebook account that you needed more time to get mentally and physically prepared. I believe that's exactly what he said, or at least to get prepared, whether it was mentally, physically, or both. You know, so all questions will be answered October 28th, man. That's pretty much what I get for this. This really doesn't. The fight's signed now, so whether you're terrified or you're confident, whatever, however you feel, October 28th will be coming up. So we're gonna see what happens, man, and we'll see in round one how terrified he is, if that's the case. As far as the way I look at this fight, I'm going with Joshua. I think he's just a better all-around fighter. Pulev, I studied his style even back when he was fighting the amateurs. I watched the Olympic fight he had with what's the prospect's name? Oscar Rivas, who beat him in the Olympics. And I see how Pulev, whether it's the amateurs or he in the pros, I'm looking at how he deals with pressure, because I do think that he will be taking a fighting off the back foot in this. I don't see him walking Joshua down. At the very best, I think he may be able to come to a stalemate with Joshua as far as standing in the center of the ring and trying to make each other miss from that, from that range. People often say Joshua's robotic and all that, which I don't believe. I think he's getting more elusive. Just his training, things that I've seen in the ring, I think he's a lot more elusive than people give him credit for. Pulev, on the other hand, is very upright. Although he's mastered that technique, he's mastered that style, and I think Pulev can give a lot of other worthy heavyweights a tough challenge, if not beat them. But Anthony Joshua is not one of those guys that he can beat. As far as his jab, Joshua just has to have a better jab than him on fight night. You know what I mean? So to me, is who jab can get there quicker and who can initiate and dominate with the jab to set up other things. Pulev carries his hands really low, especially that his left hand that he jabs with. And I see just the right hand, just the same what Klitschko was doing. Although Klitschko hit him with some good hooks, he hit Pulev with some good lead hooks, some good right hands. I see right hands coming over that low left hand, man. And then when Pulev, he gets in his stance where he'll be straight up and he'll have his hands up, but they're kind of extended out. And I see just too many holes in that type of defense. That's why he couldn't really block anything Vlad was throwing, because he was getting hit with everything. He's so wide open. Usually his jab and that right hand is good enough to keep most people off. And sometimes he can fight off the back foot and keep you at the end of his jab, land the right hand, move, jab you, land the right hand. That can work against most guys. I just don't see it working against Anthony Joshua. I see Joshua walking him down, using his jab, using fast combinations. When they get on the inside or get close, Pulev usually just elects to hold. And he'll try to, hold you and land some little rabbit punches till the ref breaks you, and then he'll get back to boxing. AJ's going to throw hands in close. He showed it against Vladimir Klitschko. And if Klitschko couldn't wrap up and grab AJ and try to walk him back, and I don't see Pulev doing it either. So I think Joshua's just all around better on the outside and on the inside. And on the outside, that's Pulev's best opportunity. If he can just set Joshua up, hit him with a good right hand from, some distance, that's his best bet, man. But I see Joshua having better head movement. Not just side to side, but I see him rolling shots and ducking under shots like he was doing against Klitschko when Klitschko had Joshua hurt. Or was it the round that he got knocked down and then AJ started to get tired? I think it was when AJ got tired against Klitschko. Klitschko was trying to lead in with big left hooks, and AJ was just ducking under him. Now, what did Pulev do when Klitschko was throwing big left hooks? Standing there. You know what I mean? Then he was flat-footed, and he'll try to just lean his head back. It just wasn't enough. The reflexes aren't like Ali quick when he's leaning back or Larry Holmes quick when he's leaning back. It's just real slow lean back. And he was still on target to get hit. And I see the same thing in this. Just his feet are just too slow, they're just cement. Again, this style would work against a lot of other guys. It would. But like a Stavern, I think this style will work great against. Chisora, he proved it. I think he could, with this style that he fights in, um, like an Andrew Ruiz Jr., I think he could use that style against him. I think he could use this style against a Bryant Jennings type, a guy that doesn't really have huge knockout power, that likes to put up the high guard and fight like a small guy. I think this Pulev style can work against other guys, just not against AJ. He's just in line from, in my opinion, to get knocked out, man. Straight up, doesn't work on the inside, doesn't go to the body. He just wants to jab and set up a right hand. That's pretty much it. And he likes to work in hooks when he gets a good rhythm going. And he likes to, chip away and and he'll chip away and try to win a decision if he has to, like he did against Kevin Johnson. But if you can't handle Pulev's pressure and power, then he'll get you out of there. But yeah, man, I just his best chance to me is step in with a hard jab and try to land a hard right hand behind it. Like, just try to throw hard 1-2s, man. Hard 1-2s. To me, that's his best bet, trying to beat Anthony Joshua. But I see Joshua winning this fight before 5 rounds. I'll say 5th round KO or less. I think the first round may come, like I said before, may come to a stalemate with both guys trying to jab and find openings. But just Pulev has a lot of openings, man, with his defense. Whether his hands are down low or when he extends his hands, he's just open to get hit to the body, to get hit through his guard. Doesn't move his head enough, and when he does, it's just a slight little lean back. And that's usually when he's dominating you with the jab. He can lean back and do that when he's keeping you on the outside of his jab and he's leaning back. That's a lot of room right there. But when he's getting pressured and when you're jabbing him backwards, how is he going to react to that? How's he going to react to that? So, yeah, man, as far as, I kind of went all over the place in this one, but as far as Pulev saying that he's, it's going to be a terrifying experience, I don't even know what he's even talking about, man. Maybe the dude is scared. I have no clue, but we'll see October 28th. We will see October 28th. Y'all let me just think in the comment section. I'm out.